Tsunami is the most devastating natural disaster in the world that human civilization has ever known. Technically, a tsunami is an earthquake that occurs under the sea and the impact is relatively harmless. However, when the earthquake struck with a shock above 9.0 on the underwater Richter scale, then this problem became a serious concern. In 2004, the Indian Ocean was rocked by a great earthquake and tsunami. This earthquake occurred with a very strong shock of 9.1 to 9.3 on the Richter scale, which reportedly claimed the lives of as many as 280,000 people. This tsunami wave is said to have destroyed land in 14 countries, and the most severe were Indonesia, India, and Sri Lanka. The city of Palu, Central Sulawesi, experienced a powerful earthquake shaking of 7.8 Richter. After that, followed by the arrival of tsunami waves that hit the coast, lots of victims are fell. It is estimated that there are more than 100 people who have been declared dead and hundreds more are still being searched for by the Basarnas team and volunteers. Victims who suffered minor and serious injuries have received fairly good treatment. Some of them are still staying in the evacuation stands, while others are being evacuated outside of a safe area. Natural disasters come with sorrow and lessons. Condolences to those affected by the disaster. Lessons so that we can be more alert in the face of similar disasters. All preventive measures must be really prepared so that the same sorrow does not happen again. So now I'm gonna tell you a story about Jack the Ripper. So as we know, Jack the Ripper is one of the most famous British assassins in the world. Long story short, in 1888, Jack the Ripper terrorized London with at least 5 women mutilated to death. Even more terrifying, this mutilation is carried out in an unusual way because of its neatness, which shows his knowledge of human anatomy. And the figure of Jack the Ripper is still a mystery and never carved or revealed. All 5 murders attributed to Jack the Ripper took place within 1.6 kilometers of each other in the vicinity of the Whitechapel district in London East End from 7 August to 10 September 1888. A number of letters were sent by the killer to the London Metropolitan Police Service, often known as Scotland Yard. He taunted police officers about his murderous activity and gave speculations about an impending murder. Jack the Ripper is the nickname derived from a letter sent by the perpetrator at the time of the attack, which may have been a hoax. Although countless investigations claim the definitive proof of the brutal killer's identity, the name and motive for the murder by Jack the Ripper remain a mystery. So, I'm gonna tell my experiences about the first time my father bought me a bicycle. So, when I was 12 years old, I always want to riding bicycle, but I can't riding it. I keep trying and trying to riding bicycle, but I fell off. Every time I try, I fell, and it's so difficult to, riding bicycle. I was fail to keep my balance, and it makes me feel sad because whatever I try, I always failed to keep my balance. So my dad is recognized that I want to riding bicycle, but I can't. So he teach me how to keep my balance while riding it. Well, it's so hard to keep my balance because I almost fell, and luckily my father always catch me before I was fell into the ground. So yeah, I keep trying and trying until I can keep my balance. Yes, I can ride it, and I was so happy at the moment. And the next day, I talked to my father that I want a new bicycle. And guess, yes, my father bought me a new bicycle. I was so happy that I can say the words like, I still remember how the bicycles look. It's very pretty and I love it so much. So one day, when I was riding my new bicycle around my house, I fell off to the ground. My leg is a little blistered, but I feel fine. But not the bicycle or the bike. It's full of scratch. Everywhere in my part of the bike, it's full of scratch. And then I went home and didn't tell anybody but what happened. However, my father noticed something strange on my bike. Then he called me and asked me about what happened about the bike. It's full of scratch. At first I was like, I'm so scared because I don't want my father mad at me. But I finally got up the courage to tell what happened to my father. At first I was so scared that I wanted to cry really bad. But it turned out not that bad. Even my father said it was okay to fall and it was a normal thing. And said to be careful to do something. I noted and relieved. I learned that it is not wrong to admit our mistakes. And it became a lesson that was quite memorable in my life.